Did you see the shot?
Oh, we saw the shot, Laval. That's Laval Jordan live on the field of 68 after dark. Guys, we have chaos. We have madness. Can you taste that? Do you feel that in the air? Mississippi State and Pitt are coming down to the wire right now. Pitt with a 1-point lead. There's 9 seconds left in this game, and it's about to come out of timeout. And guys, we're just going to react live to this as it comes out. Matt McCall, Laval Jordan are both here with me. As I mentioned, on the field of 68 after dark, we're brought to you by Bet Rivers. We are live on Sirius XM channel 84. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, by the way, click subscribe, throw us a like. We actually do pay attention to that. You can jump in the comments. If you're a Pitt fan, if you're a Mississippi State fan, you can agonize in there. You can celebrate in there. The world is your oyster. Laval, you've been paying attention to this game. I've been seeing those eyes fluttering a little bit. What are you seeing here, and what are you doing with 10 seconds left down one if you're Mississippi State?
Well, Mississippi State right now, they got it's like a huge advantage, points in the paint and on the glass. And so what's their big kid's name? I forget his name, but he's been a matchup problem for them. They got plenty of time. So can Penn State get a stop here when they, or not Pitt get a stop here when they need one? It's been a heck of a game back and forth. I'm shocked they got to 60 because I thought it would be 40s or 50s just the way both of these teams play.
Yeah, physical is a word to describe this game, but a lot of shot making, especially in the first half. McCall, what have you seen?
I mean, Jamarius Burton with the big shot. I've been a huge fan of his, even when he was back in high school. The game's on the line. The ball was in his hands to knock that down. So, what do we have? 3 seconds to go now. Is that
3 seconds to go? Live, as we said, it's a 1-point game. Mississippi State is going to have the ball underneath their own basket, and it appears we have a timeout here.
You gotta love the underneath out of bounds situation with the game on the line in the NCAA tournament.
Wow. How do you do that as a coach, guys? Because, I'm just going to assume as a coach, I've coached high school basketball, obviously nowhere near the level you guys have done successfully. I had, a play in my back pocket, right? This is if we need a bucket from underneath the bucket, I'm going to run that play. The problem is at the high school level, not every team you play has thousands of hours of tape on you. How do you navigate that, McCall? Did you have one play? Did you have 10 plays? What do you do in this spot?
Well, I think it depends. If you've been in this situation before and you had a play and you ran a play and it worked, you can't go back to that one because the team's going to scout it and expect you, if you come out in the same alignment, that you're going to run the exact same play. And you've got to have counters. I think special situations, especially this time of year, is something you have to work on.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm just going to take over quickly and narrate for us. The game has ended. A beauty of an out-of-bounds set from underneath on the baseline. Dials up a wide-open three-pointer. Wide open three-pointer. Mississippi State misses. They had a chance at a tap-in offensive rebound for the win. It would have counted had it gone. It was hard off the backboard, off the front of the rim. Pitt survives 60-59. Listen, if this is any indication of what we're going to get in the first round of this tournament, Thursday and Friday are going to be spectacular. Laval, let's throw it back your way here. I think you called it earlier in the show about 20 minutes ago. You said, we think Pitt's going to win this game. Pitt was losing at the moment that you said that. Why'd you think Pitt would pull away in this one?
I had them picked, so I just had to stick with my pick. No, they were shooting. Mississippi State had made 5 threes. They averaged 5 a game. In the first half, they hit 5. So they were shooting a lot better than they, normally do. I didn't know if they could keep it up. Pitt, who hit 8 in the first half, they only hit 1 in the second half. So it just became a street fight, physical game. And, they all collapsed because of the big fella Toulouse Smith and left who's the kid? Shaquille Moore open. Yeah, heck of a look, man. Those hurt. But I just liked Pitt's ability to score. I think it's just hard, Matt. I don't know what you think. If you can score points, right? It's just hard. When they do have scouting reports, you got all the film, you got synergy in the analytics, and so if you struggle offensively, it's going to be hard in this tournament. I was shocked that Xavier and Marquette, it's like the 2 best offensive teams in the Big East, play for the championship. That's new. because normally that's it's not that way. It's the defense. So, games like Iowa, Auburn, it's like Auburn struggles to score. Iowa doesn't.
Yeah,
Iowa doesn't struggle to score. So
not at all. Let me reset here quickly, Laval. So we are live on Sirius XM now. Thank you to everybody who just popped in to join us after that electric Pitt finish. Pitt survives. They win by 1 against Mississippi State. The Panthers are headed to the official first round of the NCAA tournament. Softball one, but I want to know your guys' perspective as coaches. Are the play-in games, is the first 4 NCAA tournament games, guys? It counts, right?
It definitely counts. And we talked about this before we came on air in terms of the 16s playing against each other. I think the NCAA tournament and the committee, whoever is the last, 4 at-large bids, whoever that is, they need to be in the play-ins. Let's not have these 16s playing against each other to get to the first round. Those kids, those teams won their tournament. They won their conference tournaments. Don't pin those guys against each other. Let them get to this field of 64 and have the last, 4 at-large bids play against each other in the first 4 in Dayton, because that's where you're at, and that's where the committee deems you're at. And those teams, those 16 seeds that won their tournament, I just, how many people tune into those games? Everyone's going to tune into the 1-16 matchups, in the first round. But how many people are tuning in to that tonight? But if you have, those last at-large bids squaring off against each other, hey, listen, you're here for a reason, because you're the last in the field. And if you want to make it to the field of 64,
play your way in.
You got to play your way in. You got to play your way in. But those 16 seeds, they made their way in because they won their tournament. And now you're having them playing against each other. I don't like it. I think it needs to be the last teams, the last at-large bids in the field need to square off each other to play their way in.
I like it. McCall, we said it earlier. We got to get you on the committee. Okay, you might need to be on multiple committees here, because as the czar of the field of 68 here, I trust you to make all decisions on behalf of everyone in college basketball. That's a fantastic proposal. When you get an automatic bid, that should mean you are automatically into the official first round of the NCAA tournament. Not that you have to play another team with an automatic bid just to get a chance to go play Alabama. I don't like those rules either. All right, so Pitt moves on here, guys. Do either of you see Pitt with a real shot to win their next game in this tournament? Or is this just hey, happy you got one. Good job, Jeff Capel. Now Iowa State's defense is just going to smother you. What do you think?
I got them winning. I have them winning. Iowa State struggles to score. Defense is elite, but they struggle to score points. So I picked Pitt to go one more round.
Wow. Okay. McCall?
No, I don't. I think the Big 12 is battle-tested. I think Iowa State's battle-tested. I mean, you think about Pitt, too. They were 1 win away from winning a share of the ACC regular season title. I was trying to advocate for VCU to get an at-large bid, but Pitt's not even a quad 1 win for VCU. I mean, think about that. It's not a quad 1 win. So I think Iowa State's more battle-tested, so I'm going to stick with them.
Okay. The thing that scares me about Iowa State, it's no offense to really the defense is terrifying. Obviously we know that, but they don't have like the killer of a player that would scare me that I'd look for in the NCAA tournament in a win or go home situation. No offense to Gabe Kalsher, Big Ten guy. But the thing that scares me most is odds, right? I mean, he did this last year when everybody was kind of just like, yeah, I'm not so sure about this team. All of a sudden they strung a couple wins together when it mattered most. He might have something there, fellas. I don't know. I think I'd lean on the side of McCall.
Greg, when you got one under your belt, it's like you kind of take a relief, a sigh of relief. Look, Pitt makes 9 threes a game. So Iowa State in heavy rotations, like they're going to be open shots. They just got to make them like they did tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, an especially impressive performance, I would just like to note from Pitt, given that they were without Federico tonight. I have one particular Pitt fan friend of mine, Tristan Freeman, runs Busting Brackets, by the way, who I texted him before the game and basically just said, what's the gut feel right now? And he was like, oh, we're cooked. I mean, they're going to get every single offensive rebound. And I think for much of the game, it did play out like that. But Pitt, man, the shot making tonight was very, very impressive here. On the Mississippi State side of things, just quickly here, Chris Jans, first year at Mississippi State, makes the NCAA tournament in the first 4, heartbreaking loss. McCall, would you call that a success in year 1 for Chris Jans?
Well, I mean, listen, Mississippi State's a tough job in the SEC. Listen, all the jobs are tough. I don't care. Every job's tough. There's no easy jobs out there, and Mississippi State's a challenging job, to say the least, in the SEC. And to get yourself in the field in year 1, I would say it's a success. I think it's an absolute success. That one's tough. Losing the way he did tonight, that stings, especially with such a good look and an opportunity, a chance to win the game. But yeah, to be in the field in the SEC in year 1 at a place like Mississippi State, yeah, I think it's a successful year for him in this program.
Certainly. They've played basketball for 111 years, Greg. They've been in the tournament 12 times. This is 13. It's certainly a success.
Hey, when you frame it up like that, absolutely, Laval. I think if I learn one thing from talking to you two, it's that I'm way too harsh on coaches.
Oh my God.
Is that fair to say?
Being in the tournament is a success. You're like, oh, these coaches, man, they're coaching for their jobs. They're in the field. Why are they coaching for their jobs?
McCall, you know why? It's because when I play NCAA March Madness 2012 on my Xbox 360, I make the tournament every season. I'm going on 25 straight, man. It can't be that hard to do what you guys do.
Hey guys, just a reminder, our sponsor for today's episode is Run Your Pool. They are hosting the Field of 68 Bracket Challenge. This year, they are giving away $1,500 in free prizes. It's all an incentive for you to get on there and find out just how good their platform is. I've been using them for my bracket pools for years. I've used them for Super Bowl squares. I use them for everything that I need to use them for. The biggest survivor pool that I'm in for both NFL and NCAA tournament is by Run Your Pool. So go check them out. The link's below. Tap in.